Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Valecast. My name is Cyril. Today I'm joined by Callum. Say hello, Callum.
Hello, Sino. Good to be
We're
back
back, mate.
again.
I know. It's good. It's good. This show is brought to you every single week by Motive. And we've got some good news to talk about. We need to talk about the under 18s winning their division,
Yes,
which is huge, considering the opposition they had to overcome to achieve that title. So it's by no mean feat, and it's just I mean we've talked a lot about the good work that's done at Deveronvale at the youth level. One of the given award winning youth set up. Obviously covered by BT, which is one of
hmm
the biggest sporting sort of outfits in our country. So it looks like it's all coming together from a youth standpoint, isn't it?
absolutely. I mean, that's a fantastic achievement. So, hats off to all the guys involved there, obviously to Kev Stewart and Colin and Robbie and all the playing squad, the parents, anybody that's helped out. I mean, the game that clinched the title, we had Mikey Grant, obviously the first team goalie coach, was helping out in the evening as well. So, it's, yeah, fantastic achievement. I mean, we've seen a number of these guys now kind of come through the pathway into the first team as well. I think Jaden Goldie was playing in the for Martin game for the first team. So, and we've had like Callan Anderson Sheriffs, Antonio Jam, Alexander. They've all been kind of there or thereabouts in the first team squad as well. So interesting to see how these guys kick on for next season. But I mean, season's certainly not done for these guys. They've got a final league game, which will be a bit of a celebration, I'm sure, up at Princess Royal Park next Monday. And I would encourage as many Vale fans to come out to that and see the guys as they celebrate the end of their league campaign. And then after that, they'll go on to a champions playoff, I suppose, taking on the winner of the kind of northern leagues, if you like. And I know there's I think a couple of teams that are still in the mix for that. So yeah, it's certainly not over. There's a lot still to play for these guys. But certainly, looking back over their league campaign, which I think has just had a single defeat the entire season in the league, these guys have been absolutely first class. So
Oh, absolutely.
certainly, a big congratulations to them. I went along to the game that clinched it, the Banks of D game. We thanks to Banks of D, we were able to kind of live stream the whole game, which was great for those who were unable to make it through to Aberdeen to watch along and comment and interact and things. And that was a bit of a trial run for me to see how it all worked, to be honest with you. But that'll be something that keen to kind of do on a more regular basis, so that we can, bring as many eyes onto the 18s as we can, to be honest with you. So hopefully those who watched along and commented and things enjoyed that. I think the first half maybe had to kind of sit like that because I had gone the wrong way around, but we'll forget about that. Second half was where it was all important. So um, they ground out a 3-2 victory against what was a very stubborn Banks of D side. Going on league table, they look as though it should have been an easy win for the Vale, if you like, but certainly anything but. They really had to ground out that victory that ultimately, secured the title. I think a draw would have been enough, but again, it shows the spirit of these guys to go and take all 3 points in the end there. So, yeah, really delighted for them. They're a cracking group of lads as well. Quite rightly had a good wee celebration after the game in the changing room. So, and I'm sure there were a couple of sore heads the next day amongst the coaching staff. So, yeah, all in all, a great evening to round off a great season. But as I say, one more league game to go, and then that kind of playoff there as well. So we'll keep you all up to date with all the details on that once we know exactly what's going to be going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's all good news on the under 18s front. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a tough run in the senior squad, and we'll come on to just a wee bit about why that is in a wee minute. But we should first cover the. I'm sure a lot of the viewers of Ailcast and viewers of the Highland League as a whole would have probably realised that a lot of the clubs unified and went over the statement released by the Highland League due to some racist comments that were overheard during games, and we should absolutely confirm this isn't a Princess Royal Park incident. Although we completely stand united with the league as a whole, and I think it's important all the teams come together to
hmm
unite in that message and make it absolutely crystal clear that there's absolutely no room for that in the Highland League
Yeah, I mean, never mind just in the Highland League, but in life itself,
and wider
it's
society as well, of course.
there's no place for it whatsoever. And Yeah, you're right. We are firmly behind that statement that came out. Obviously, all of the clubs shared that statement on behalf of the league committee. We, as a club, very much back that up as well. You may have seen just in the last wee while we've added that kind of no room for racism graphic onto the team lines image that comes out every match day, and well, all of the match day graphics really. You'll see it again, before the game, time of recording before tonight's game, away at home, sorry, to Clach. And yeah, I would completely agree. On a personal level as well, I completely agree with that. There is absolutely no place for that in football or in wider society. The incidents were disgusting, in all honesty with you, and regardless of who's saying them and who's saying what and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, there's just no place for it at all. So the sooner it's stamped out, the better. We united, in particular, with Huntly Football Club before the game at Christie Park, when every single player before the game held up the show racism, the red card, if you like. And yeah, that's something that we will continue to promote. I think as ultimately a community club, it's very much or one of our roles within that community is to kind of promote behavior, I suppose,
Mhm.
really, and help to kind of promote that attitude amongst our local community and subsequent wider community as well. So yeah, firmly behind that statement from the league. We'll continue to post that graphic alongside the all of our match day information that goes out, and hopefully, in the not too distant future, these kind of things will be a distant memory.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, back to the football. So we should talk about
Hmm.
our previous run here. So, well, a difficult run of sort of 4 losses in a bounce, and there's no ways about it. There's been some hard
Hmm.
defeats in amongst those. But we will stand by that. Like 3 of those 4 defeats come to the teams within the top 5 of the division. So that definitely among the stronger sides in our division. Got a chance to set that right tonight, don't we, against
Hmm.
Clack?
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
um, it's just one of the things. We knew that this was going to, with the beginning and the end of the season, was going to be as when the fixture schedule essentially repeats and reverses on itself.
Yeah, yeah.
That this would be a bit of a difficult run for us. So I'd imagine we'll look at tonight as a chance
Yeah.
to maybe set a few things right.
Absolutely, absolutely. As you say, I mean, it's been a tough run, and we're not here to make excuses. It's nothing that can't be fixed, though. That's for sure. And 2 games remaining this season. Clach at home and a, essentially a home fixture against Fort William for their kind of pitch issues that they had at the start of the campaign. Pitch is looking good now, I must admit, but they finish off the season hosting us at Princess Royal Park, if you like. So yeah, a chance to finish the season on a positive note. As I say, never an easy game. Playing Clach in particular, ground out a 3-2 victory against them earlier in the season. Obviously, this is a game that was postponed from slightly earlier this year. So yeah, good opportunity, as I say, looking at the next 2 games to pick up maximum points and look to just finish as strong as we can. It has been, on the whole, I think it has been a good season. We've seen new players coming into the team, a chance to bed in. Obviously, we've talked countless times about all the changes, at the kind of January time and the impact that can have as well. But looking back at the last couple of weeks, we've played Fraserburgh, Buckie, Huntly, and for Martin. As you rightly mentioned, 3 of them are very much at the top end of the table, and Fraserburgh and Buckie are fighting out for the title. And they're not there through fluke, kind of like our 18s. They're there through having good seasons. So it's not score lines that supporters want to see, of course. As supporters ourselves, first and foremost, we feel that hurt just as much as all the fans on the sideline as well. So I'm sure Craig will be drilling it into the boys that this is a chance now to put it right over the next couple of games. As I say, we've got Clach at time of recording Wednesday, the 6th of April. We've got Clach tonight, and then there's a wee bit of a break before we finish against Fort William on the 16th of April. So, following the Fort William game as well, we will have we'll announce the kind of Player of the Season awards and things like that. So, further information will come out on that in due course quite soon, I would say. And then there is also an end of season review meeting. We haven't had an opportunity to do that for the last couple of years for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But we would very much welcome and invite Vale supporters to come along to Princess Royal Park. It is the Wednesday, the 20th of April, I think it is. All the information is on the website. If you're not able to make it along on the evening, but would like to pose your question to either the board or to Craig, or if you just have any general comments that you'd like to make, and then please do email them in to us, and we can address them on the night. We would particularly be keen to hear. We've talked about this, I think, maybe in the last episode or the episode before. When things go well, and Craig said this back on Valecast episode 1, all those seems years ago now, but when things are going well, the fan base is well behind you, and we have, I would stand and say the best fan base in the league. And when things are going well, it brightens my Saturday night to see all the comments coming through. When things aren't going so well, rightfully so, fans can post their opinions there as well. And for those who have been kind of posting these kind of comments and starting discussion and things like that, we're keen to hear from you as well. It's not to say that we do read these comments. We don't just say, it's a defeat on a Saturday, I'm just going to not look at it. We discuss it, we share it, with the committees and things like that. So your view is really important to us as well, because ultimately, we're looking to deliver a product to our fan base, and it's important that you're getting what you want, I suppose. So for those supporters who have been more vocal on the socials, then this is your opportunity to come and have a chat, and we'd be more than happy to answer your questions, look you in the eye, and answer those questions. So again, further information will come out on that as well. But yeah, the 20th of April, mark in your diaries. And as I say, we'll confirm timings and everything just slightly nearer the date itself.
Absolutely. So we still get a wee bit to play for these last two games. Obviously, we could still finish above Clark, we could still finish above Forest, and we could even catch Huntly if things go our way. Obviously, we need a wee bit of help to get to move to climb those spaces in the table. But I still think it's important that we aspire to catch these teams and finish strong at the end of the season. And like you said, there's the season review. I think is quite important. There'll be a lot of people there to pose some questions, and yeah, I think it's a really good thing that we're kind of getting back to almost normal.
We have
jogging.
to engage. We have that. Without a fan base, a football club is nothing really. And I'll be the first to stand up and say that. I am a supporter of this football club. And just as much as I'm involved behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff too. And I'd love to see us at the top of the table. I'd love to see us signing all these kind of players. And again, that's no disrespect to the current crop, because we've got some marvelous players in there as well. But we have to be realistic at the same time. There is no billionaire bankroll that we can just tap into and sign this former SPFL player or whatever. So it's important though that we listen to what the supporters' views are. So whether it's on pitch stuff, whether it's stuff like this, whether it's the commercial stuff that we do, events, whatever, we don't do it for ourselves. I don't come and sit and speak to you every week just so that I can feel good about myself. It's to engage with the supporters who pick up their scarf on a Saturday and spend their hard-earned money coming to see the football club. So as I say, whatever kind of questions you have, please do feel free to come and ask them. This is your opportunity to do that in an open forum. And I'm not sure exactly who's all going to be sitting behind the table taking these questions, but I would imagine, Jim as chairman and Craig as manager will be there. This is your chance to ask what you've always wanted, I suppose, or talk about the season, talk about whatever you want. That's the thing. It's a supporters evening, and a chance to hear from, as I say, hear from the club in terms of what our plans are for next season and beyond. Look back, obviously, over the current campaign, and see what we can do to all work together to drag things forward. We have all seen the Vale in the glory days. Winning league titles, winning cups, getting to cup finals. And the buzz that goes with that is fantastic, of course. And we all want to see that again. But remember, when Craig was appointed, this was a long-term plan. This wasn't we're going to win the league in the first season. This was let's find a squad base that he can build a winning team around, and we've seen that this season. With the additions that came in for the start of this campaign, we've had, apart from kind of COVID things or injuries, we have had a fairly settled side, and that's really important. A lot of young players coming through, which is great to see. Obviously, mentioned the 18s earlier, and how exciting that is for the future. But it's we've got to look at the here and now as well, and especially looking at how the rest of the teams in the league are strengthening, and there's lots of competition, across all of the cups, and even out with the league. When we're looking at some of the cups we play in, there's competition, healthy competition coming from the amateur clubs and things like that as well. So yeah, ultimately it's an opportunity for supporters to hear more, contribute, put across your view, and know that it is being listened to.
Absolutely. That's going to do us for today, Cam. Thank you very much for joining me, and thank you very much for all the Valecast viewers for tuning in. We will be back to give a review of Clack and give maybe any further updates that are due. But until then, thank you very much for joining us. Cheery, bye.